Hello, we're going to walk you through navigating GeorgiaVIEW. So in the previous video we talked about how to get to GeorgiaVIEW and how to log in. In this one we are going to walk through what you're going to see. So here we have our student who is already logged in, and the very first thing that our student is seeing is announcements. The first announcement here is student course feedback. This is an announcement you will see at the end of every semester. It is your opportunity to provide feedback on the instruction you have received. This information is highly valuable to the institution and your instructors, and it is completely anonymous. So please take the time to do these surveys when given the opportunity. The next announcement that I would like to show you is the study table. We offer the study table each semester, both online and face-to-face. When it's face-to-face, it is in BCB building on East Campus. For online, we use WebEx here at ASU instead of Zoom, so it will be WebEx sessions. And down here we can see we have our instructors who are teaching these sessions, the subject matter in which they are experts in. And here are the links over here where you can meet with them and get support. So if you are struggling with a concept, it's a great time to go to a session and get some assistance with that concept. Or if you're just trying to prepare for an exam, it's a good thing to go to. Alright, so while you want to keep announcements like this available, because you never know when you might want to go to one, there are other announcements that you may find that you don't need. So once you've watched, say, this video here and you're done watching it, you can always use this little X button over here that dismisses the announcement, so you do not have to keep seeing it. Alright, so that's our announcements. Below announcements, we can see our courses. So this is our first time logging in. But we're going to try logging into this first year pathway. We don't see any content. We see this Galileo search box and the tech support section area, but we don't see any content. So let's go back to the home. Alright, and we're going to scroll back down. What we need to do, because it's the very first time we've logged in, we want to go to GeorgiaVIEW Orientation. This course is available to all ASU students, and you will have access to it throughout your academic career here at Albany State. So there's a lot of good resources available to you here. But in order to see course content, what we need to do is go to this mandatory completion quiz. Okay, and we will start the quiz and then click yes. This is just acknowledging that we have access to the course. Submit, and done. Alright, now we're going back to the home, and we're going to go back to our course, and now we can see content. So that's how you unlock course content. Now I'm going to go back to the home. We're going to just work through GeorgiaVIEW Orientation and take a look at the navigation that's in all courses. So first, let's take a look at a typical course homepage. Here we have Content Browser, where you can see the different modules in a course. Updates are available over here. Course Calendar is here. If you have any course events, they'll be posted here. Course Announcements are available here below your course content. There's our Galileo search box. And then down here at the bottom, this is available at the bottom of every home page in GeorgiaVIEW. This is our support section. So tech support is for when you need support with your email, banner web, or network issues on campus. They can support you. This next box over is distance and online learning supports information. So if you need help getting into your courses, accessing content that's not visible for some reason, or an exam that's not behaving correctly, you can reach out to us. please just make sure to have your student ID and 900 number available so we can make sure there isn't some issue going on in the back end with your account. Then we do have some additional support over here. Now, if you do call the department for support, someone may ask you to click on the waffle. So the waffle is the icon up here that looks like a bunch of stacked boxes right over here. So when you click on it, you get a drop down. This allows you to jump between your courses without having to go back to the home. So if I click on the course, we get to the course, and then we can jump back to GeorgiaVIEW orientation. So all of this is the course home. The next link over is the syllabus link. Now, due to browsers and security issues, you need to make sure that you enable pop-ups as well as allow cross-site tracking in order to see your syllabus. This syllabus here is a sample syllabus that has been designed to help walk you through what is on a syllabus and what you should be able to see. You have navigation over here on the right that allows you to jump to different sections without having to scroll. Then we have some additional information explaining the different areas and the type of information that you should be able to find in a course syllabus. Okay? Also, these syllabi are mobile friendly. You can view them on your mobile device. Keep in mind there is this syllabus link here. You can always click on it. It has a drop down. You can print your syllabus or you can download it, and it will download it as an ADA compliant PDF file. Alright, the next link on our navigation bar is content. This is where you're going to find course modules. Now here we have them labeled with the type of information that you can find in them. For your courses, they may be labeled as Module 1, Module 2, or your instructor may use terms like week, unit, or exam. So when you go into an online course, make sure to take some time and review how your instructor has laid out the course so you are comfortable with the format, and so that when you are looking for information, you are not scrambling to find it when you have a deadline looming. Okay. The next link over is assessments. Underneath assessments, we find an assignments link. You can jump to this link to find all the assignments that your instructor has posted in a given course. Below that, there is grades. This is your grade book for the course and where you can see what you have scored on your different assignments. Below that is quizzes. You may find quizzes and exams here. These are multiple choice, true, false, and such questions. If your exam is a paper-based exam, you will find that under assignments instead of quizzes. Just keep that in mind. The next link over is communications. There is an announcement link, so you can find all of your announcements for a course from this link. That way, if you accidentally dismiss one of your instructor's announcements, you can still get to it from this link. Then there is the class list link. This link allows you to see all of the other students who are enrolled in the class. It's a great way to see if any of your friends are in the same session as you. The next link down is discussions. This is where you can see all of the discussion boards for a course. And the last link I would like to show you is the WebEx link. As I mentioned before, we use WebEx here instead of Zoom. So if your instructor says that they are going to have a study session via WebEx and you can't find the link, you can always go to Communications and WebEx to find the link. Additionally, if your instructor records the sessions, you can find those recordings from the same link. The next link over is Study Aids. In Study Aids, there is a calendar link so you can see all of the upcoming due dates for your course. Then there is a checklists link, so if your instructor is using checklists in your course, you can get to all of them from here. The next link I want to talk about is Galileo. Galileo is a part of our library system. If your instructor is requiring you to find an article or other research materials, going to Galileo is a great way to do that, and it's relatively quick and easy. The link below that is the Online Writing Center. So some teachers will have you write your paper and submit it to the Online Writing Center and require that you get feedback and revise your paper based on that feedback before submitting it for a grade. Now keep in mind that the Online Writing Center can be like Atlanta traffic. In Atlanta, when it is rush hour and you're trying to get from one side of the city to the other, you know that you need to leave early. So the Online Writing Center has rush hour as well. This is typically around midterms and finals. So if you know you have a paper coming due at that time, you want to submit it early so you have time to get it back and do your revisions and get it turned in by the deadline. The next link down is TOD, ASU's Live Tutoring on Demand. These are personnel who are paid by the institution with their goal of your success as a student. Take advantage of this resource. Finally, Tutor.com. Tutor.com is available 24/7 for your success. Tutor.com has tutors for every subject imaginable, even if Todd doesn't have somebody in a specific field, or if Todd's people are just not available at a time frame that suits your schedule. Go to Tutor.com and take advantage of the tutors that are available there. Also, if you find you're in a pinch to get that paper turned in on time, you really need that proofing, and you just don't have the time to submit it to the Online Writing Center on campus, Tutor.com does have writing resources. They have about a 24-hour turnaround time, so you'll still need to plan a little bit there. But you can turn in your paper to them and get the feedback so you can improve the quality of your paper for that grade. So that is everything that I wanted to show you about GeorgiaVIEW and how to navigate it. I hope this has been helpful, and have a great semester.